Eat, Sleep Dreamers, how are you today? I hope you are well. Today we're going to be looking at 3 really useful ways to keep a conversation going. Now I'm sure you've had this, just like me. You're talking to someone, maybe that you don't know that well, or like a colleague, and suddenly the conversation just stops because you've run out of things to say. Okay, you've talked about the weather, you've talked about the food in your hand, and there's nothing else to talk about. Have you had that? I'm sure you have, all right? I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I don't know about you, but I start to feel very embarrassed, very awkward. I go red in my cheeks, and my body language starts to change, all right? So if I have it, I'm sure you have it as well. So what can we do in English to help us avoid this situation? All right, we're going to look at 3 really useful ways to continue the conversation. Okay, my first main tip is to ask questions. Now, if we ask questions, we're doing 2 things. Firstly, we are showing interest in the other person, which is always great. Secondly, we're taking the pressure off ourselves to speak. Because there's a lot of pressure when we're speaking in another language, in this case English, it's really hard to think of the words to say. So if we are asking a question, we're taking the pressure off ourselves to do so. Now, my wise mum once said to me that conversation is like a game of tennis, okay? Because you always have to hit the ball back to the other person. And I guess questions are our way of hitting the ball back to the other person. All right, so let's have a look at our first very special question to help us keep conversation going. Our first phrase is, how are things with you? This is a great way to open a conversation and to ask someone about their life in general. The with you part is optional, okay, so you don't need to say that. Let's have a look at an example. Hey Jasmine, how are things? And she replies, good thanks. Not bad thanks. Now these are both really common ways to respond to this question. Okay, let's look at the pronunciation of this sentence. Now we have 2 words, how and are. When we say them, we blend the sounds together, okay? So let me show you. Hour. One more time. Hour. Okay, they're kind of blended with the w sound, kind of comes to bring them together. Let me show you one more time and then you practice, okay? How are things? How are things? Okay, let's put that into a sentence. Hey Isabel, how are things? Hey Isabel, how are things? All right, good job. Let's have a look at our second useful question. Okay, here we go with our second useful phrase. And the phrase is, how's something going? And this is a great way to ask someone about something they're doing now. Some examples might be, how's work going? Or how's university going? Or even, how's everything going with your new flatmate? Okay, the key point here for the pronunciation is to contract how and is to make them one sound. Okay, so how's. So how's your job going? How's your job going? All right, let's check out our third useful question. Okay, our third and final one is how is or how was. And these are great ways to ask someone's opinion of the quality of something or to ask if they are enjoying something at this time. So you can use the present tense or the past tense, depending on the situation. Let's have a look at some examples. How was the film? How's your hotel? How was your flight? Alright guys, that's it. That's all we've got time for today. We've had 3 great ways to keep a conversation going. Alright, so the next time you are speaking to someone, you won't feel like, I've got to go. Well, at least hopefully you won't feel like that. Now, if you would like a very special ebook with all this information that we've looked at today, I've made one. The link is below this video, okay? Click that link. You can download the free ebook. It's amazing, okay? There's extra exercises and it looks all colorful and beautiful and nice just for you. All right. Also, you can check out my website, which is eatsleepdreamenglish.com. All right, and there you've got loads of videos, pronunciation videos, vocabulary, loads of good stuff, all right, for you to check out. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you back here again really soon. But until then, this is Tom from Eat, Sleep, Dream English saying goodbye.